how to make the perfect chalk for the fire service. And I was surprised there wasn't something on YouTube already. Or at least I should say perfect the way we run it in our department, adjust around what works for you. We use a 2x10x8 piece of yellow pine, and from that we cut out 2-inch strips. So you'll get 1, 2, 3, a fourth one that I've already cut down, and then about a 1 1/4 strip. You can make a chalk out of that if you want to, but it's a little small, and on some commercial doors we've seen where it'll slide underneath the door. So for each of your like furling strips that you cut out, take yourself a template, a 5 1/4 inch template, and just mark it down. And then you can use the same side of the board to cut at an angle or to draw at an angle, and then run this through your table saw back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Don't cut it in half because you can get closer to the table saw and think you can make a better cut. Just choke up on the piece of wood. If you do cut it in half, what you'll end up with is a small piece like this, and you do not want to get your fingers close to the blade, so that's going to have to go in the trash. So after you cut those out, what you end up with is 2 halves. And this is perfect because I can put my left hand and my right hand way far away from the table saw, guide it through. I used to use my miter saw. Now when we cut these out, I use the table saw. I can go a lot faster. It's a lot safer. I had never had a piece of wood get ejected from the miter saw like you can cutting wedges like this, small wedges out. And then you probably have some experience running a table saw from the past, but when you're cutting out the heart of a big piece of lumber like this, it's either going to want to spread or close up on itself. So just be patient. Don't be afraid, to back the piece of lumber up. Back it out of the saw and feed it back through a couple times if that's what it takes to get yourself a nice clean cut and to cut that pressure out of the board, because these absolutely do want to spring back on you. It happens all the time, and it will bind your saw. And again, if you don't have a lot of experience running a table saw, but you have access to one and you're going to do this, take, if the saw, kind of table saw basics, if it feels like it's binding up on you, back it up and start over and make another cut. Look, this one's got a mistake in it. Doesn't even matter. These are consumable items. This is perfect for what we need it to do. We go in a commercial building, we keep them in bags. We call them the Chock shop, where you can just get them from the Chock shop, load up your bag, load up your turnouts, load up your kit, and then we leave them on the ground as we go in. If they make it back in the bag, great. If they don't, not a big deal. Like I said, out of one 2x8 or 2x10x8, we can get about 120 chalks. So that's all I know on making chalks, and you can get this done in about half an hour. Take it easy. Be safe out there.